No, it was a pen.
It was pencil.
Assault with a deadly pen. Well, I did sharpen it before I threw it. So, here we go. I gave you guys a chunk of questions that I wanted you to take a look at. Page 15 to 17 odds. And I had a particular method I wanted you guys to follow. I wrote that method on the screen, or on the board rather, up here. Identify any important words in the question. So like words that tell you what math to do or that relate variables with each other. You need a variable for what you're looking for. You need to relate any unknowns, any other unknowns, I should say, to a variable. Or you need to introduce a second variable. If you choose to introduce a second variable, you have two equations. You'll need to isolate, substitute, and solve, which is the technique I showed you on Friday. If you don't choose to introduce a second variable and you're able to relate other things you don't know to the variable that you've chosen, then you set up your one equation, you solve it, hopefully finding an answer for the thing that you're looking for. I'm going to give you the answers to the stuff I assigned on Friday. I'll do any questions that you have questions about, and then I'm going to assign you a second chunk, walking around, helping where needed, encouraging you guys to get up on the whiteboards and all that kind of stuff. So here are rather the answers to your homework. Question 1, this one was $78. Remember I assigned the odds. Question 3 was 6 candies. Question 5 is 12 books. Yes. So you have none of the pages? That's fine. But you have the pages? Oh, then you're good. There's holes. You can always just put them in your binder. We're at the end of the unit. Like, if I'm not giving you a whole nother booklet for today. If you have the pages. It'll be too thick to put in a stapler. You can try. There's a stapler behind the show bit here. Question 7, 5 cups. 7 was very easy. The hard part with question 7 is that it's so easy. How do you throw together an equation for that? Question 9 was 5 hours. Okay. Question 11 is 26 people. Question 13 was 12 shirts. And question 15 was 9 weeks. Those are rather the 8 questions I assigned to you for homework on Friday. This should be the short block. Does anyone have any comments, questions, concerns? Would anyone like me to demonstrate how to do any of those 8 questions? Number 11 is 26 people. Yes. Does anyone want me to demonstrate how to do any of these questions? Yes, Dilkaran. Number 15, here we go. I want everyone who's conversing to stop conversing. Let's do question 15 together. So Spider-Man has $35.50 and is saving, hey, if you want me to help you, stop talking, and is somehow only saving $4.25 per week. He's collecting change off the ground or something, I don't know. Batman got struck with poverty and now only has $24.25. Batman only has $24.25, and he is only managing to save $5.50 each week. In how many weeks will they have the same amount of money? The answer is it's impossible to know because they're not in the same universe. But assuming that they are, this is like a crossover MCU DC universe math question. Assuming that they are, when will they have the same amount of money? So, Dilkaran, what are the important things, important math words in the expression here? Is saving. Okay, so is saving implies what kind of mathematical operation? No. Gershon? Addition. If you're saving something, you're adding something to what you have. So Batman is also is saving. We got addition going on there too. Sorry. In how many weeks? So the in how many weeks is what? Why is that important? No. The in how many weeks is important. What is significant? Why is it saying in how many weeks? Anybody? Yeah. How much time? Like that's what we're looking for, right? Like this is, well, yes, a week is 7 days, but it says in how many weeks from now will they have the same amount of money? This in how many weeks? That's the unknown we're trying to solve for. There is one more important thing. Actually, there's two more important things that we need to take out of here. Yeah, the same means things are equal to each other. Finally, we have an equals. And there's something in the first two sentences. It's the same thing, both sentences. We haven't really addressed it yet. Yes, Gershon? Oh, okay, then I lied. There's two more things. Has is, what's the implication there? It's the starting amount that you're adding to. Okay, so we can start, well, and then the Batman is the same. He has this much and has this much and is saving. So you're starting with a given amount. And you're adding to it a savings slash week. What is that slash? Yeah. Yeah, 550 times the unknown. If they're giving you something per week, that's what's going to multiply by the number of weeks. So effectively, we've just built both equations. Well done, Gershon. We're starting with 3550. We're adding to that the weekly amount times the number of weeks for Spider-Man. Batman has a starting amount. He's adding to it 550 times an unknown number of weeks. And we want to know when those amounts are going to be equal to each other. So we identified the important words in the question. We have a variable. Well, I didn't give the variable. Let's give it to you here. The how many weeks, I'll call that X. Could have called it W, I guess, for weeks. I don't know. So I'll put that in here. X equals the number of weeks. Identify what we don't know. I guess I did it kind of backwards. Identify what we're looking for, and then build the equation. So I've got one big equation with a single variable in it. Now we can solve this thing. Based on what we've done before, our first step here is to do what? Jackson, what's our first step? Jackson, first step. We're solving this. I want to get X by itself. What do I got to do? Someone help Jackson out. Yeah, we need all the we need all the variables on one side. So do you want to subtract 550x or subtract 425x? Subtracting the 425 is probably the better idea because then your money stays positive. And we'll subtract 425x. Here the 425s are going to cancel. And we're going to get 3550 equals 2425. And I've got 550 minus 425. That's going to be plus $1.25x. Now we're going to subtract 2425 from both sides because we want to get x by itself. So here those cancel. The left-hand side, that's $11.25. Is that $11.25? I think it is. And that's going to equal $1.25x. We're going to divide both sides by 1.25. So we should get x equals 9. What is 11.25 divided by 1.25? 11.25 divided by 1.25, 9. And because the question was worded or given to you in words, your answer needs to be given to you in words as well. It would take 9 weeks, period. That is question 15 in all of its phantasmic detail. The one step that I did not include here, there's two things I'm going to edit here. I should have the word other here. Is up at this step. It hasn't been useful to us so far. I did tell you that, and telling things is the fastest way for them to be forgotten. But in the examples that I did, there was 3 of them. One of the first things, the second step was draw a picture if it's relevant. And then we didn't do a single example that was even remotely relevant to drawing pictures. It's still something that's important to remember. If needed, draw. We hate drawing. You do not have to be an artist to draw. And I'm going to tell you the kinds of questions where you should stop and draw are, for example, if you're given a shape. The question says, you have a pentagon. Or every side is the same. If the perimeter is whatever, what's the length of one of the sides? Draw yourself a pentagon. Sorry? Sorry? Yeah, but it's what about telling you it's a pentagon? Then why would I bother telling you it's a pentagon? What is significant that I want you to pull out there? Sorry, Griff? I interrupted. And how is a pentagon different than a hexagon? See that, and that's where it's, and that which is exactly my point. If you don't know what the shape is, no, that's a hexagon. Hexagon is 5. Hexagon is 6. A pentagon is 5. That's an octagon. Is it an octagon? Is it 6 or 8? I don't know. I don't use it. I kid. They're red. They say stop. I didn't stop and count. You know what? I think you're right. I'm confused. What is it? 8. Is it 8? She looked it up. We're good. In some countries, it's a circle. There's a big circle that says stop. In Europe. In Canada, it's an octagon. This is a pentagon. Yes, North America. I believe so, yes. So that's there's your pentagon. The reason that I would specify that's a pentagon is so if I said if you have a pentagon where all the sides are the same length and the perimeter is 50, how long is each side? Well, you draw the pentagon, you're like, oh, well, I've got each of these is the same length, so I can label them all the same length, the unknown, x. So adding them all up, I'm going to get 5x equals 50. Oh, look, now it's easy to solve. Divide by 5, divide by 5, x equals 10. Okay, so if you're given a specific shape, draw the thing. If it's like a driving kind of question, it can be helpful to draw a path and then label chunks of the path. We didn't do any examples where this is necessary, but you are going to be giving at least one question today where the biggest hint I can give you is draw the shape. So, if there are no other questions about anything I assigned from Friday, I'm going to give you one more day to do the word problem stuff. I'll help where needed. I'll float around. I'm going to encourage you to get up on the board because it'll make your life a lot easier. And it's easier for me to help you when I can see what you're doing. Your task is to flip to the next page. Here it is. Flip one page hence. And here are the questions I want you to do. I want you to do the following questions. 2 to 4, 6 to 8, 10. No. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 10. 2 to 4, 6 to 8, and 10. Just, okay, you do what you want. I'm writing it like this. And then find me, this is the very last page in the book, solving problems algebraically. I want you to try this page too. That is the last page in the booklet. This is what you're doing today. Use the method. If you're struggling with the method, that's okay. I'm here to help. Your peers are here to help. Shobit's here to help. We want to use the method till it's no longer a struggle. Don't just give up on the method and say, oh, I can do this easier. You're right, you might be able to. But all I have to do is make the question slightly more difficult, and then you're screwed. You have your task. On your mark, get set, go. I want to include, I want to show what's on the board here.
Hi, video.
You're not in the video, don't worry about it.
Hi, YouTube video.
Hold on, I'm trying to take a picture of what's on the screen. There we go. Let's, 1 second. I want to include this screen in my video. I'm still recording. There it is. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, on this same whiteboard, there's some numbers in blue on the left-hand side. Those are the answers to the questions I've assigned. If you get something that's not on the board, you've done something wrong.
What if you've done something wrong?
I haven't, because I know these are right. Because I've been assigning them for like 8 years.
Yeah, but
Avneet did not find a mistake on this page. You're in my video, Charlie. You're currently being filmed.
Hi, say hi.
Wave to YouTube. Yeah, perfect. Okay, you have your task on your mark, set, go.
Can I